Greetings, my name is Gregory Milton. I am so excited for the opportunity to share my story. God called me? Are you serious? God called Greg Milton? Not Greg Milton, because again, my kindergarten teacher told me that I wasn't smart. How is God going to call somebody that's not smart? Boy, was I wrong. God has been using me in an amazing way. One, being a great husband to my wife Tracy, a great father to Corey and Andrea, and a great pastor to the good people at Antioch United Church of Christ. Yes, God has been using me in an amazing way. Yes, Antioch is the church that I pastor since November of 2018, and I love those people at Antioch. We've come up with the slogan, a real church with real people serving a real good God. Yes, my brothers and sisters, Antioch is a real church with real people. But the challenge with having real people is real people have real problems and real issues. Yes, my brothers and sisters, that's what we're dealing with at Antioch, is how do we be who God has called us to be and come up with real solutions. Well, my brothers and sisters, what's my story? I was brought up on Jesus, milk, and the UCC. There was a time that I always knew Jesus, and there was a time where I always knew the UCC. My father has been in the UCC for over 40 years. He was a part of the national staff. Yes, Irvin Milton gave me opportunities where I could carry the cross at the General Senate event in St. Louis. Yes, because Irvin Milton opened doors for me, I was able to be the minister of music for the United Church of Christ General Senate and National Youth Event. Yes, I've always known the UCC. Yes, you might see my name in the back of the Sing Prayer and Praise hymn. Yes, that's the same Greg Milton, the same one my kindergarten teacher said wasn't smart. But yes, God has used me in a mighty way. Not only to be a great husband, but to serve as a pastor at a great church, and to serve in a great denomination, the United Church of Christ, where God is still speaking. And I'm so glad that God is still speaking, because when my kindergarten teacher put a period in my sentence, God had a comment. What is the core purpose of my life? I've come to serve, not to be served. I'm reminded of what Jesus said in Matthew 28. Yes, God has called me to serve the brothers and sisters around me. Mahalia Jackson said it this way: if I can help somebody along the way, if I can help somebody with a song, then my living is not in vain. Yes, my brothers and sisters, I've come to serve. I want to help somebody because people have helped me. Mission, what do? I serve as director of music at Cummings High School and Broadview Middle School, a school that is full of diversity and full of challenges. This school that I serve, 100% of the kids are on free and reduced lunch. But these students have taught me what it means to love, what it means to serve. They don't care that I graduated from Duke Divinity School. They don't care that I have a master's in jazz performance. These students only care about me because they've seen that I care about them. Yes, that's a great lesson for clergy and congregations to learn all over this world. Too often we come in showing our big degrees and just, sharing that our big words. But again, these students have showed me that it's not about how much you know, but how much you care. Yes, my brothers and sisters, that's just my mission. What do? I want to show folks that I care. Yes, as you can tell, I have a very great excitement about me, and I just love what I do. Being around good people, being around God's people, being around some folks that know the Lord and being around some folks that don't know the Lord. Again, God showed us how to model leadership. Yes, so my vision, what you do. Why do I do what I do? Yes, my vision is simply to show love. Greatest commandment is, my brothers and sisters, to love God with all your heart and love neighbor. The question for us today is, who is our neighbor? Do we love our neighbor? I love the prophet Habakkuk. He's a minor prophet, but he has sent some major influences in my life. I love this text because God uses the Babylonians, the enemy, to make some change. Habakkuk's looking all around and saying, God, what are you doing? Why? And the Lord answers him and says, look, be amazed. God is going to do some amazing things in your life. That is my testimony. Look, Greg Milton, and be amazed. God has done and will continue to do some amazing things in your life. I love that text because in the midst of Habakkuk not understanding what's going on, God spoke. And so the question for you, my brothers and sisters, and the question for me is, are we listening? Yes, God is speaking. Slogan for the United Church of Christ. But I love that text because it reminds us in the midst of all that we're going through, God is still speaking. But sometimes God speaks in ways that we're not familiar with, in ways that we're not comfortable with. I love that text because it allows me not to be comfortable. I heard somebody say you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's what the prophet Habakkuk has taught me. What leadership lessons do I use? Well, as a high school band director, I always, when you're teaching how to march around, you always have to have a squad leader or someone who's at the end who everybody looks to for direction. That's a great leadership style, modeling. Where again, as a minister, I am showing everyone around me how leadership is offered by modeling. Which means sometimes I follow. Too often times as clergy, we only want to lead. And as a good leader, sometimes we have to follow. So again, as a great marching band director, I've realized sometimes the best squads are the ones that have the leaders that everybody's following. And so my brothers and sisters, I have, as a band director, always had squad leaders to lead and guide the students so we can have that pretty performance on Friday night. And I've adapted that same style in my leadership style. Well, God models me, and then I model to everyone else. But then also, those same members in the congregation model for me as well. Burnout, fatigue. Those are all things that ministers deal with on a daily basis. And if I was to say that I did not experience those, I would be telling you a story. But I've learned to have a daily devotion, which includes a daily devotion by John Maxwell, a daily bread, an app on my phone that when I'm riding the car, I can put my headphones on and just listen or plug it in the radio. But I have to have daily time with God that has nothing to do with the sermon that I'm working on that week, but it's just to sharpen my sword. Because again, my brothers and sisters, we are experiencing an all-time high with clergy burnout. And I realize that if I am talking daily to God about the struggles that I am going through, He hears my prayers. As my grandmother used to sing, He will hear your voice and answer your prayers. So I have to have that daily time where I'm speaking to God. There's a song we sing in my church that says, I'll go if I have to go by myself. And too often time in ministry, yes, clergy is going by themselves. I think this core heart would be a wonderful opportunity where I could share some ideas with ministers and we're all fellowshipping and sharing ideas, and I don't feel like I'm in this thing by myself. Yes, we sing all the time, I'll go if I have to go by myself, but that's one thing I'm excited about this opportunity, if given. I won't have to continue going by myself, but I could share with my brothers and sisters some of the struggles that I'm going through, and they could share some things that they're going through, and we could work through it together. Yes, I sing the song all the time with my congregation. I'll go if I have to go by myself, but I really don't want to anymore. I want to join you all and possibly work on ministry together. Blessings.